Have you ever been in a space where you're doing the best you can, but it's just not good enough? I have. And I would always wonder, like, what do I need to be? Who do I need to become? What should I do to fit into this place? And sometimes it's just like, no, you're not supposed to fit into this place. You have skills, talents, and abilities that are supposed to give you advantages in specific spaces, not in every spaces. You're not the answer to everybody's question. You're not the Messiah. So you have your own zone of success. The problem is the world won't figure it out for you. Can you figure it out for yourself? Do you know it? Because if you don't know it, then you'll find yourself mismatched consistently and never getting to the place where you can be or you should be, where you can thrive. Hello and welcome to Own Your Lane. This is a best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that income, making that impact, and living fulfilling lives. And today we're talking about how you can discover your zone of success. This is a topic that is very close to my heart because I think for a long time I felt mismatched in the positions I was in the places I was let into, and in the places that I was blocked out of. What I mean is, you know how you could say I'm a singer and you go to places where singers hang out and everybody's like, oh, you're not. And then you don't fit in with the singers. And then you say, okay, maybe I'll just join the doctors, and you don't fit in with the doctors. You're like, okay, maybe I'll just join the stay-at-home moms, and you don't fit in with that. I feel like life is about you figuring out where you fit in and defending your right to be there. Not defending your right to be there in front of other people or to other people, but to yourself. Knowing that I'm a singer. Might be weird, might be different from what you're used to, but I'm going to sing, and that's it. And you're charting your path through life in that identity that you're confident in. Unfortunately, you come through life, you don't really know what you carry, your abilities and your gifts, and then your parents might not have the time or the ability to help you with that. They might not even understand you. And then you go to school, they put you in a certain box and you don't fit in. And then you go through life and always wonder, is this what it is all about? Maybe you don't feel that kind of way, but you always wonder, is this all life gives you? Do I have joy in this? And you find that you dread your Mondays and you're not excited about your work, you're not excited about your life. For me, what I figured out was, if I hate my work, I'll hate my life. Because life is 80% work. And therefore, I went on this journey, which I'm going to share with you, about discovering myself. It wasn't like, I'm off on a journey to discover myself. It was more like me just saying, there has to be more. You have to tell me what this is about, Lord. Because if it is just pointless, then it's a cruel joke. Because I felt like I wanted more out of life. And I actually felt entitled to it. I thought, well, if I am just amazing, do school, tick all these boxes, then what I'm looking for would just present itself. It didn't. And when it didn't, I felt frustrated. Looking back, I think I shouldn't have been in that place where I felt like, oh, this is hopeless. I don't know what is happening with my life. I feel lost. I feel stuck. If I had known that there's a zone of success designed for me and you and everybody. And when we understand that zone, whatever age we are, 50, 70, 20, 18, whatever age you are at, you're not too late to succeed. You're not too late to build the vision, the dream, the ambition, the career that you desire. You can do it. But you have to understand your zone of success and position yourself appropriately for it. And that's not somebody's responsibility. That is your responsibility. To know your gifts, to know your talents, to know your abilities, to know the areas that move you, to know your vision and your dream, and say, okay, let's get to it. Of course, you have people who say, ugh, what are you about? And they'll look down on you. It's okay. You don't have to have everybody cheering you on. That's why it should be your zone of success. Because you know it. You know what you're here for, and you push through in spite of the naysayers. Because the naysayers, you know what happens with them? Later, they're the very people who clap the hardest. They're like, I knew you when we were little. Whatever. But they were not there to support you. And it doesn't matter. So when you know your zone of success, then you have given yourself the permission, God-given permission, to move forward and achieve the success that will bring you not only financial glory, but also give you joy and peace and fun in this life. Because this life is not just for gruesome work and just being serious. You're supposed to enjoy life. You're supposed to enjoy your work. You're supposed to live meaningfully. And that's what we're going to talk about. Here's a process that you can use to discover your zone of success. Number one, understand your design. Yeah, you are designed in a certain way. You know how it's so simple when you look at a cap and when you look at a bottle that they have two different uses. Why? Their designs are different. A cup is designed for drinking differently and a bottle is designed for drinking differently. You look at one bottle and you see the difference from another bottle. Some bottles use a straw, some bottles use some bottle top, The design determines the use. The design explains the use of something. It's the same thing with you. You're designed in a certain way. And from you understanding your design, it will show you where you're useful in this life. And when you find where you're useful in this life, you've found an area where you can prosper in. It's not like it will come easy or something like that. But it means that in that area, you'll be able to flourish. You'll be able to master. You'll be able to dominate in that field. That's why some people become scientists and make all the discoveries. And they are resilient in that role because they are designed to think like scientists. So they don't feel strained when they're being scientists. Same thing with some musicians. Same thing with some artists. Same thing with any field, some preachers. Some people are surprised that I write a lot and they always say, aren't you tired of writing? You write so much, you write so well. I am not exhausted by writing. I can keep writing and writing and writing and writing and speaking and speaking and speaking. I can keep doing it. Why? Because I'm designed that way. I actually enjoy it. For other people, it's depleting. I know people who after speaking or writing, they need to take a break and relax and replenish themselves. I don't need to. There's a reason. Right? So if you see that as just nothing, like, oh, I'm just prone to this, oh, I just like this, I'm just drawn to this, and you think it's nothing, you're missing a whole opportunity on the table. It's like looking at a bottle and it has a straw and you're thinking, I think this is supposed to be a cup. I'll use it like a cup. You can use it as a cup, but it will be very, very uncomfortable, very inefficient. Rather use a cup for a cup and a bottle for a bottle. That's how it works. It's like you taking a spoon and say, I'll use this spoon to cut this tomato. Because tomatoes are soft, a spoon will do. You could get it cut, but it will be very inefficient. And it will not look as good. It will not be as excellent a cut. You get it? So your design shows you where you should be operating in. What kind of design do you have? How can you figure out your design? You can check your strengths. Ask 3 people who know you, who can tell you honestly what you're good at. Other people are good at organization. Other people are good at analysis. Other people are good at speaking. Other people are good at designing. We're good at different things. And sometimes what you're good at can be put in a box. It's not so straightforward to say, okay, you're good at science, you become a scientist. Some people don't have that kind of straightforwardness. Maybe they're just good at cooking and they think, I don't want to be a chef. What can I do with this? There are different pathways you can find, but you have to first of all acknowledge your design. Acknowledge your mind, acknowledge how you think. That is a powerful tool that you can use in any area that you operate in. When I say this to people, people think I'm trying to tell them to quit their job so they can become singers and become whatever. I don't mean that. What I mean is if you discover your design, you can actually know pathways in your current role that you can utilize that in. So let's say you are an accountant, but you're good at speaking. You can use that in your accounting role without quitting to really move you forward. How can you use that? Well, you have to discover that for yourself, but you could do presentations that are killer. You could communicate effectively to clients, which most accountants might not be able to do because most accountants are analytical and not good at public speaking, stuff like that. So you have to just understand your design and see its relevance and see its value. And then you will start to see pathways on where you can use it to elevate where you are right now or to forge a whole new path altogether, even to start a new business and stuff like that. Number 2 is check your energy. What fires you up? Have you ever met these people who talk politics and they don't stop? They just talk about it, they're inspired about it, they'll tell you about the politics in the US and they'll tell you about the politics in the West, in the East, in the South, in the North, and you're like, wow, they love it. There are people who love economics like that. That is passion. Passion is an energy source. Because to succeed in any area, you're going to need energy. And that energy should not end. Because most success is going to be demanding and it's going to need consistency over some time. So nobody succeeds overnight. Even overnight successes have been baked for a while. That's why you find that other people start businesses. I'll tell you an example of me. I started a business importing things from Tanzania and I was exhausted by it. I was done. I was like, never. I'm not doing this again. It's boring. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. There was so much I didn't like about it. Why did I start it in the first place? I saw people being successful in it and I thought I could do it too. I was wrong. There was no passion for it. Therefore, when there was an opposition, I wanted to quit as fast as I could. And this is why when people tell me that, oh, I can't start this business, it's saturated. Oh no, how can I start a business exactly like mine? Now on our street, there are 4 people who are doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. Passion is different. Passion is energy. You can both sell tomatoes, but another person will sell more because the way they care for their tomatoes is coming from somewhere deep in their heart. Whereas the other person is just imitating and they don't really care about these tomatoes. Do you get it? So you do yourself justice if you understand where your energy lies, where your passion lies. Then find a way to use that in your current situation or to forge a new path. If you're passionate about politics, does it fit in the field you're in? Is there an angle where you can play it? If there isn't, can you find another path for it? Because sometimes you just have one mind. You just think, okay, I'm in this job, that's it. No, you could have a side gig, a blog, where you blog about politics. So you start a page and it becomes big, where you're talking about politics. Your passion is your energy. Sometimes you're stuck in a job that you can't create and you're like, I'm just going to be here, I guess. But you're not passionate about it. But you have a passion that is different in a different area. You can start a blog, write a book, or whatever about that passion, and it will fire you up to persist even in a role you don't like. Because you're happy in this area, you can tap into that happiness and say, okay, I can persevere this job because I'm using my passion here and it's adding value. Do you get it? So your passion is not there for fun. Utilize it to energize your life. Utilize it to move you forward in your success. Perfect it. Perfect your passions so that you are moving forward. And when your passion is tied to your design, you're passionate about things that you're designed for. You're passionate about economics and your mind works like that of an economist. Oh my goodness, you have found your zone. You will go far in that area because not only will you be able to have the skill set to carry you through, the mindset to carry you through, you have the energy to keep you moving forward. Does this make sense? Are we together this far? Because I'm so passionate about this, sometimes I feel like I'm giving so many ideas, but I just want you to understand that you have been designed to prosper, but your prosperity lies within you. You don't need to go anywhere else. That's something different for you to move forward. You just need to tap into what God has already put within you and utilize it for your success, and you'll be surprised how fast. You'll be surprised how joyous the process can be to your success, to your work, to your business, when you operate in these spaces. The next thing you must do is check your field. This is also check your impact. What this means is that whatever you're going to achieve in life is going to involve people. And if what you're doing is irrelevant to people, it won't get you anywhere. You won't achieve any success. Maybe it will make you personally happy, but it won't allow you to grow, to dominate, to reign in a field, to be a champion of something. So you have to understand relevance, your field. What are you interested in? Because you're an accountant doesn't mean you can be an accountant in a factory and an accountant in mining, an accountant in any field. No, there are some fields that you are positioned for, that you enjoy working in. So you're like, with my skill and my talent, with my passion, I choose to make an impact in mining because I love that field, or I choose to make an impact in non-governmental organizations because I want to fight for the pride of a woman, stuff like that. So you have to understand, where do you love to operate? Sometimes you're operating from a place of desperation where you're like, whatever works happens, it's fine. But that is a disadvantage to yourself because you end up just being average, and average people are not memorable. When you work in a field that you're contradicted in, you're like, I don't believe in what they're doing. I don't believe in this company. What are they doing? Please stop. That is going to contradict the progress you want to achieve. You will be stagnated. It's better when you're like, okay, I am just an accountant for this newspaper, but this newspaper stands for the right thing. Like, you're fired up for it. That will energize you. That will fire you up in your work. It will bring excellence, pride. That will help you move forward. So please, discover your relevance. Where do you want to be relevant? Which field do you want to be relevant in? Which field can use the impact that you want to create? Operate in that field with your gifts and your talents and your energy. The last thing you must do is experiment. I mentioned earlier that I'm not saying quit whatever you're doing right now unless you really want to, because so many people need to quit. But if you don't want to, that's fine. What you need to do with this information when you have understood your design, your energy, and your relevance, which is the impact you want to make in this life and the area of your operation, really, then you have to experiment. Sometimes I think life will just present itself in these clean, neat boxes. You're like, okay, now I'm a singer, I'm going to operate in this space, that's it. No, you need to experiment. You're going to try some things and fail at some things and learn some lessons and keep moving forward if you're going to find your zone of success. Just because you can sing doesn't mean you're going to sing about everything with everyone. That's not true. You're going to sing about specific things that move you. But how are you going to discover those things? You might say, okay, I'm going to sing about love. And you start singing about love and you're like, you know what? No, I'm not about that kind of love. I'm about this kind of love, or this approach, this perspective. That is important, but that comes from action. And action will bring you clarity. Action will help you perfect your zone of success. But you really have to experiment. You really have to be open to new pathways. And that means that in your current role, you discover what you're energized about. You discover your design and you're like, how can I use this design here? Try it. It might backfire. It's okay. Take the lesson. Improve it. Do it better next time. That's how success is forged. It doesn't come in clean boxes and a clean slate with everything falling into place. No. You have to figure it out brick by brick. And those people who are willing to figure it out, with all this information being utilized and saying, okay, I'm going to take action and I'm going to move forward with my learnings and take smarter actions brick by brick. Those are the people who get to see real success. And I believe you are that people. So this information is supposed to help you redirect your life. If you're on a path that you don't like and you're thinking, what are my options? Go through this process, figure out these 3 things, and then go to the 4th step where you're experimenting. If you are happy where you are, you want to elevate your life, this is going to help you elevate because you're going to discover your strengths. You're going to discover your passion and you can use it to innovate where you are, to add more value where you are. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me emphasize again, to be unhappy in your work, to be unhappy in your business is to be unhappy with your life. Why do I say that? Because most of your life is going to be work. And I used to think work was a curse. And I was like, oh, Adam and Eve sinned, now we have to work. You go to the Bible, you discover that before they sinned, God had given them work to look after a garden and to be fruitful in the garden, to multiply, to dominate the garden, to subdue the earth. That was their works. Work is your assignment on this earth. For most people, work is boring. For most people, work is dreadful. They don't look forward to it. And that's just sad because that means your whole life is dreadful. Most of your life is dreadful. And you live for pockets of the weekend and holidays and vacations. And life is bigger than that. Imagine you enjoying every day of your life. Imagine you on Sunday being excited about the work you're supposed to do on Monday. That's God's design. That's how you're supposed to operate, to enjoy what you do. And you will if you follow this process where you discover your design, you uncover your energy, and you identify your relevance, your field, and then experiment to make sure that you perfect your spot and find your zone of success. I hope this was helpful. And if it was, do drop me a comment. Also like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to grow this community. And if you're looking for free resources that will help you up-level your game in your career, your business, your life, please check the description. There are links that should help you. I want to highlight the Zone of Success. It's a short ebook that will help you so much in discovering your zone of success. Get that. It's for free, and utilize it and share it with family and friends. And I hope to see you next week. I'm around every week, and if you want to connect, find me on social. My name is Mavis Tandizo Kanjanza. There are links in the description for that as well. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.